All right. So, first of all, I want to say thank you all for coming to this masterclass. I am very much looking forward to sharing this with you. And we're going to look at the question, what is killing your progress in English? Now, it's not all doom and gloom, as we say in English. I promise there is a lot of positivity in today's masterclass, because I definitely believe that if you're going to learn a language, you want it to be a positive experience. Now, that doesn't mean that it is always easy and fun and everything goes well, but you want to feel good about the progress you're making, about the process of learning English, and even about, I would say, enjoying or at least learning from the difficulties because you know that you are growing and improving. Now, let's talk about the number one enemy to your progress. Now, what if your number one enemy was you? Now, again, like I said, I'm not saying that you are the problem. That's not it. Um, this might not even be true, but that's what we're going to find out so that if this problem, the blockages in your progress are coming from you, you can understand what's happening, become aware of it, see that it's normal, and realize that you're not alone. And if what we talk about today, this is not your case, first of all, I would say congratulations to you. And we can see what else might be blocking you. And we can talk more about that at the end, because if you're here today, I imagine that it's probably because you feel that something is slowing your progress or blocking your progress, and you want to know what it is and what you can do about it. So, we're going to talk about all of that. Now, the thing is, our number one enemy in learning a language, in trying to become better at our work or growing our business or just trying to progress in anything, the number one enemy is the stories that we tell ourselves. And most people, we create our own mental roadblocks. We're held back, like blocked by these mental roadblocks, which in reality, we have the power to change. I mean, if I just give you a personal example that I know that I need to stop doing, and I'm working on it, but this is a process that we go through. I like to run, as some of you might know. I run marathons, things like that. But I'm always telling myself, I'm a slow runner. Oh, I'm just slow. I'll finish when I finish. I'm not there to try to win the race or have a great performance. But I'm telling myself the story that I'm a slow runner. And I need to stop that. I know I do. So even if you know that you need to stop it, sometimes it takes work and practice and time to make that change, because some of the stories that we're telling ourselves, they're so subtle, so like in our subconscious and our conscious thoughts, that we don't even realize that we have like internalized these stories, that we have absorbed and assimilated these stories. And today we're going to look at, tearing down these roadblocks, tearing down the walls that you have in your head that are blocking your progress. And we're going to start rewriting your story about English today. So, again, I'm going to ask you to, think about this. Like, and if you don't know, and if you can't find anything right now, that is totally fine. But right now, what is a story that you're telling yourself right now that is blocking your progress. And this could be in English, it could be in anything else. You don't have to share it in the chat, but of course, if you would like to, definitely feel free. But I just want you to start thinking, you know, where am I not making progress in my life or in my English? And maybe why is that? What is the story that I'm telling myself that is stopping my progress? Now, for those of you who don't know me, I just want to give a little introduction to myself. I'm the founder of Business English with Christina. Of course, my name is Christina Rubuffet. Business English with Christina. We've got more than 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. People who are coming and learning and improving their English and their mindset and their business with me every week on those free YouTube videos. Our team, it's 15 people. We're in 9 different countries. I'm very proud of that because one of the things that we really believe in is, English as a way to connect with other people from other cultures, other countries, other nationalities. And that's what we do, with you guys, but it's also what we are doing as well, because these collaborators are not all native speakers. I'm a certified mental performance coach. Got my certification this year. Very, very proud of that. A certified neurolanguage coach. I also have a Cambridge diploma in teaching English to adults. I've been doing this since 2004, which is when I arrived in France. I'm, pretty much bilingual in French. I also have a lower level in German and Italian. And I'm originally from Mississippi in the USA. So that's a little bit about me. And Liddy says, it seems to me that everyone around me speaks English easily. Oh, comparing ourselves to others. We'll talk about that because that is also often part of the things that makes us feel bad about ourselves as we look at other people and we compare ourselves to others. So we'll talk about that as well, Liddy. All right. Now, just to tell you a little bit about me, I want to tell you a little bit of a story about something about myself that was holding me back. So that, again, this story I was telling myself, just to show that this is something that happens to everyone. When I, let's say, finished my studies, way back, the story that I was telling myself ever since, the end of my university years is, what, I'm an academic person. I'm quite geeky. My ideal job is I just want to go and become a university professor, be very academic and things like that, because, I'm not good at business. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't like marketing. I don't like selling. I'm afraid of taking risks, and all I want is a nice 100% secure job, like a job in a university as I imagined it. I was like, no, nobody in my family, nobody had a business. I didn't know anyone who had their own business. So I was always just telling myself, that's who I am. I'm just like a nerdy academic person who wants to study all day and not have to worry about anything else. Yeah, that was it. Of course, as you can see with my company, I had to change that story. And there was, because it was a story that I was telling myself that simply was not true, but I believed it. And for a very long time, I was like, this is it. This is the only thing I can do in my life. This is the path that I'm taking. There's nothing I can do about it. That's just the way it is. But then something changed, something happened, which forced me to change that story that I was telling myself. And I'll tell you more about that later, because now I want you to just think about the stories that you are telling yourself specifically about English, because for a lot of you, English is something that is going to help your career. It's going to help your confidence level. It's going to open opportunities. Um, change your life. I mean, it sounds cliche to say, oh, learning English will change your life. Maybe not directly, but it will lead to things that will change your life. But maybe right now you're telling yourself some stories about your English. And Paula says, I've always been learning English since a teenager. Good for you, Paula. That is awesome that you have kept up that motivation and that joy of learning English since those teenager years. Good for you. But maybe some of you are telling yourself stories like, oh, I've never been good at English or languages in general. Oh, I just need to go and live in an English speaking country. That's the only way that I can ever really learn. Or maybe you come up, when you start a conversation, you say, oh, I'm sorry for my English. I'm sorry for my level of English. I'm sorry for my mistakes. This is a story also that you're telling yourself, because you're reinforcing that idea of I'm not good at English. I'm below standard. I'm substandard, and I should be ashamed of that. That's a story as well. The story, I lack practice, but I just don't have any time. I think that sounds familiar to some of you. It could also be a story like, oh, I had bad teachers. I had bad experiences with English in school. Maybe that was like, I don't know, 20, 30 years in the past. Maybe it's time we change that story. Or something like, oh, French people, we French people, we're just bad at English. Or we Argentinians were just bad at English, or Spanish speakers were bad at English. Saying that, oh, because you are of a nationality, well, it's in your genetics to be bad at English. The good news is that is never the case. There is no nationality that is genetically bad at English. There are education systems which make people feel bad about their English, but that is something different. All of this, it is not surprising. I was just, Paula says, yes, that's ever. I said, sorry for my English. Paula, you're not alone. I promise you, you are not alone, because the reason for the topic of today's masterclass is actually one of my teachers on my team, Linda. She sent me a message and she said, Christina, we need to talk about something. And I said, oh my goodness, what? I don't know. I didn't know what it was that she wanted to announce to me. So we had a special meeting, and she said to me, she said, Christina, we have got to address this problem. I'm starting with a lot of new students, and it seems like every student I have started with in the past 3 weeks, they're starting their lessons by saying, I'm not good at English. I'm sorry for my level in English. I was never good at English, so I don't know if I'm going to disappoint you, Linda. And we realized that there are a lot of people, probably maybe people just like you, who are going into a situation where they want to improve their level of English. And the first thing that they're thinking is, I'm not good at this. I'm bad at this. I'm apologizing for being here, for being myself with my English. And that can have some real impact on you and your confidence and your self-esteem. And it's something that we are determined to change that. But if you have never seen someone who is like you, We see people in the media all the time. Malala, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Christine Lagarde, Kofi Annan, Penelope Cruz. These are people who are not native speakers of English. They all learned English. They went through exactly the same process that you're going through. And we see them in the media. But at the same time, maybe you're looking at these people and you're saying, yeah, but I'm not a famous actress. I don't have that kind of money. I don't work for the European Union. I'm not, yeah, this is great for them, but it's not me. But yeah, and it's true that they are not like you. They have totally different lives from me and from you. And if you've never seen someone who is like you, someone who has a busy job, a busy work life, a busy personal life, who doesn't have, a special gift for learning English, or maybe that you don't have personal assistants and, a huge budget and things like that. Or someone who is not particularly good at school, because often we don't talk about that. Or someone who today is good at English, but before felt ashamed or slow or, just bad about their English. Someone who wasn't sure that they could find the time, the energy, etc. Like people like you, if you don't see people like you doing the thing that you want to do, it's normal that it's difficult for you to believe that you can do it. In English, we often say representation. We say representation matters, meaning that if we want to believe in ourselves, we need to see people like us doing the things that we want to do. If we see someone like us doing it, we say, I can do it too. I'm not Christine Lagarde. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't have the things they have, but I can do it. And it's one of the reasons why, if you've watched some videos on my YouTube channel, or if you're signed up for my newsletter, or you're following me on LinkedIn or in any of those places, you'll see that we often create testimonial videos, case studies with people who have come through our programs, because we want to show you real people who are just like you, who are not perfect, who are still making mistakes, who still have their accent, but you can see, where they were at before and where they are at after. And you can say, this person, they're like me and they did it. And that means maybe I can do it too. So you start believing yourself, and you start believing that they changed their story. Maybe I can change my story as well. Now, I'll be honest, changing your story is not something easy. It's not something that you can just decide one day and then it happens. It's easier, to be honest. It's easier to avoid confronting your stories, to distract yourself by watching more and more and more Netflix in English, more YouTube videos. I love YouTube videos, but it depends on what you do with them. And it's easier to just watch and consume and tell yourself, one day when I have more time, I will actually do something, or looking at other people and saying, yeah, they could do it, but me in my special situation, I just can't. It's not possible. And you keep those mental roadblocks for yourself that stop your progress. So changing your story, it's not something that is easy, but it is something that is possible. So how do you do that? Like concretely, how can you start to rewrite your story today, like right now? Even though we know that after this masterclass, it's not magic, but it can start the process that can help you to feel better about yourself, to change the story you're telling, and then also to concretely change your progress and the results and your confidence. So how do we do that? First thing, just start with what if. Ask yourself this question, like, what if I decided to become someone who is good at English? Try to imagine it for yourself. What would change in your life, in your career, in the way that you feel about yourself? What if you decided to level up your English and your career this year? Again, just imagine it. Imagine there are no constraints. There's you don't have any constraints or any problems. Everything is perfect and you could do this. What would your life and your confidence look like after that? And just start with that and just imagine that. And then, you can become the hero of your new story. Instead of saying, I'm not good, that's the way it is, decide what you can do to change that. Like, and you imagine the story of like Superman. He went through this, transformation from a little kid in a small rural town, actually called Smallville. And then he goes through this transformation in the story. He becomes Superman. You can be the hero of your own story to transform yourself into a sort of English superhero. And even if it means starting very small and very slowly, but starting by changing the story that you're telling about yourself. You're telling yourself about yourself. And another thing is to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. So imagine, your objective for your English is you want to become very advanced. You want to maybe have a C1 level or even a C2 level. And you're only focusing on that destination, that big objective. And it's like where you are today and where you want to be, that's the only thing that you're focusing on. But you've got to also enjoy the journey and the process of improving and finding the motivation and the joy of learning, because you're developing, you're growing, you're improving your English, you're improving yourself and your business. And yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, sometimes it will be frustrating. Yes, sometimes it will hurt and you will be laying on the floor crying, which I've done many times in building my business, for example. But that's part of the process, and that makes you stronger and it makes you better as a person. And instead of saying like, I'm no good at this thing in English today, you can say, well, today I'm not satisfied with with my level or my abilities, but what can I learn? How can I do better? What can I do right now to get away from that bad place that I'm at and start a positive cycle, positive momentum of moving towards that place I want to be, and also enjoying that process of growing and developing. And one other thing is surrounding yourself with the right people. And I cannot insist enough on this one, just because, I've seen the difference that it can make in my life. If you're looking at these photos and you're like, well, who are these people? I've got the people that I go running with. Without them, I could never have run a marathon. I've got one of my best friends, Geraldine, who teaches French online, and some of you might know her. She does Comme une Française. We work together a lot because we're going through the exact same things, and we know that when it's hard, we can talk to each other and the other person will understand exactly what we're going through. Sometimes have a solution, sometimes be able to help each other get to a better place in our mental state. And sometimes it's just somebody who says, I know what you're going through. I understand it. And just having someone like that can make a big difference. Having, my team there to support me in business English with Christina, all of this, having the right people around you can make a huge difference in the progress that you make, the speed. You'll improve more faster. You'll see that you're not alone. You'll feel better about yourself. And when it does get hard and you're feeling bad about yourself, because that is normal, you'll have someone to push you and to pull you out of that bad spot where you are so that you can continue making the progress into the place that you want to be. You know, in English and in the United States, we love the story of the self-made man or the self-made woman. I don't believe that story. We go further when we're with the right people. So you remember my story. I told you that before, the story I was telling myself was, I'm not a business. I can never have a business. I can never be an entrepreneur. I can never do any of that because I'm not good at it. I don't know how to do it. I don't like it, etc., etc. Well, then, all of that changed once I realized that I had a choice. I could change my story and change my life, or I could just stay stuck. Because what happened? What was the thing that happened? A lot of the places that I was teaching at, they just stopped paying the teachers. And so it was like I had a choice. I could continue working for no pay, or I could change my story and go out and feel that fear, feel afraid to do something that I thought was just not possible to do. And I could, just try it, feel the fear, and do it anyway. And so, once I realized that I couldn't do it alone, alone, it was just not possible. That I needed some people that I could see as role models, people like me, not like Elon Musk or, Oprah Winfrey or like these big entrepreneurs who succeeded. No, I needed regular people that I could see, that I could identify with. Someone to guide me, to help me find my community, to show me what I needed to do, and to start seeing myself differently, to start telling a different story about, myself. And then, I knew that once I understood all of that, I knew that I had to do a lot of things to become the person that I wanted to be. I had to go out and find other people who were doing the thing I wanted to do. For you, it's improving your English, becoming very confident and professional in English. For me, it was people who were creating their business. I had to learn how to do that. So I took tons of training. I'm still taking tons of training. I think I'm addicted to training. But every time it's helping me to become the person that I want to become, and to reach those objectives that I want to reach. And, for you with your English, maybe also that is something that is missing today, is having these people, the right people surrounding you, having someone to guide you to the place that you want to be, because that can make all the difference. So what was the result of all of this? Is that I was able to meet and connect with people, very inspiring people, to help me even more to build up a great team, to build a business that allows me to help people like you, because that's what I love doing, is helping people like you to get to the goal that you want to get to, whether it's especially in English, let's say, but English as a way of getting something bigger, something deeper. English is just a tool of getting to that career that you want, to having the business that you want, of feeling confident about yourself, of connecting with people from other cultures and other countries. English is just the tool for doing that. It's not the goal in and of itself. And so, it's the way that you approach it, the story that you're telling yourself, and the journey that you're taking, and seeing it as, yes, sometimes you feel like the king of the world or the queen of the world, like you can do it and you love it. And there are days when you feel like you are terrible at English and you can never do this and you don't know why, and it's just really hard. But if we can rewrite the story from I'm not good at English to I am on a journey to becoming good at English, and it's normal that sometimes it's great and sometimes it's difficult, but I am on a journey to become the person I want to be in English. Changing that story that you're telling yourself, that can, show you that you can make the changes faster than you ever imagined possible. And you can also just simply feel good about your level of English, about who you are in English, about the work that you're doing in English. And it just changes everything when you change the story that you're telling yourself. Now, if you want to do this, if you want to try, have someone, surround yourself with the right people, and have that path to getting to the thing that you want to get to in English, in your business, in your career. Right now that enrollments for my virtual immersion program, Business English Mastery, are open until June 2nd, but the free gifts that are yours when you enroll are open only until the end of the day today. Now, Business English Mastery, this is the program for you. And I'm just going to tell you very briefly about this program so you can go and get more information, or you can contact me afterwards if you have a question. I just want to let you know that it is an option for you, that it's available to you. And if you want to join, we would love to have you. And if it's not for you, that's fine. I've got lots of other free videos and YouTube videos, blog posts, etc., that are good for you also. But Business English Mastery is for you if you've tried other methods in the past and you still feel that you're stuck at your intermediate level, and you're telling yourself these stories. I'm sorry for my English. I'm just not good at English. I just can't have that advanced level that I see that other people have. And if you feel maybe ashamed, for example, because of that, especially when you're speaking with maybe your manager or your boss or native speaker clients, and you're feeling less than them, but also less than yourself. And if you feel like in English, you cannot express your expertise at the level of your competency, meaning you're smart, that your subject, you're good at your job, but when you have to do that in English, you feel like everything is just like a level lower. And it's super frustrating because I have experienced that in French when I had to explain things in French, and I was just like, I'm not good. I'm not good at this. Paula, okay, thank you, Paula, so very much for coming. And we'll be sure to send you the recording if you would like to see the end. Going back to Business English Mastery, it's also for you if you want to level up your career or your business. So if you're an employee or an entrepreneur, this works for you. And if you want to see yourself or you want others to see you as competent and confident, whether you're speaking in your native language or in English, and you know that a high level of English is the key for the career and the life that you want, Business English Mastery is perhaps the next step that you need right now. So if all of that is you, enrollment, just to let you know, enrollment is open until June 2nd. That's next Thursday. But for another, that's less than 12 hours. It's like 10 hours now. Another 10 hours, you can still get some free gifts worth 800 euros. There's a discount. There's lots of extra conversation practice, lots of good things. Those gifts are available until this evening. So just to let you know about that. And if you have questions about the program, you say, hey, this looks like it might be the thing that I need right now, but I want to be sure. You can go and check it out at the link, which is here on the screen, or you can simply email me, contact@ChristinaRubuffet.com. I'll put that in the chat for you. Up, there you go. So that you can send me an email, send me your questions, and either I or Lindsay, who is our customer support specialist, we will be sure that we answer your questions to help you decide if Business English Mastery is the thing that you need right now. And that is it for today. So we're almost right at our 45-minute mark for today's session. And like I said, if you have any questions about the program, send me an email. But while we're here together, if you have any questions about anything that we talked about in the masterclass today, about rewriting your story, about changing your mindset, about surrounding yourself with the right people, all of that stuff, and how that can, like I said, help you to make progress faster than you ever imagined possible. If you've got any questions about any of that, you can put them in the chat. I'll be very happy to address those questions right now. And I'm going to take a minute to just see if I missed any questions. Claudio says, okay, Claudio says it's difficult to find someone to speak with. Claudio, if you're with us, after watching this, do you have any ideas on what you could do to solve that problem? And I don't mean find the solution right now, but what's maybe the first smallest step that you can take to finding someone to speak with, finding someone to practice with? It might be going online, going into Facebook or LinkedIn, or, finding a group of people who are also learning English and just looking for a partner to start practicing with. And if that's too much for you today, just go and look online and just try to identify the places where you can look for people, or just identify one place online where you can look for people. And then maybe tomorrow you can return and try to contact someone. The smallest thing that you are able to do, even if it's very, very small, it's still a step forward. And it's one step after the other. Claudio, you are very welcome. I sincerely hope that you will take that steps, I would say. Paula says, thanks for Paula, you're very welcome. Learning English, it is about things like comprehension, accents, vocabulary, grammar, and all that. Yes, it is about that, but it is also about your approach to learning English. And I think it's important that we talk about both of those, because without the right mindset and without the right approach, the grammar, the vocabulary, the comprehension, it's never going to get into your head, or very slowly, or very, with a lot of difficulty. So, all right. I think that's all for our questions today. We're right at time to finish this masterclass. So I want to just say thank you all for taking the time to come and hear this message. I hope you will take it away and feel inspired to rewrite your story about English. Maybe that is with the Business English Mastery program. Maybe it's with something else. Whatever it is that is the best thing for you, that's what I wish for you. All right. Thank you very much. And I will see you all very soon, I hope. Have a great day. And thanks. Oh, hi, Ava. Oh, hi, Ava. I didn't see you were in the chat. I actually got to meet Ava recently. We went and had some drinks together. It was really nice. Very interesting. And it's true that often we're convinced that we're bad at English. So even if we try to learn English, yes, that Eva, you have summarized my 45-minute lesson in 5 lines. If you want to learn English, but you start with the mindset that you're bad at English, you're putting a roadblock for yourself, and you're just going to make that process harder. And like I said, it's not easy to tear down that roadblock, but it can be done step by step. All right. Thank you very much, you guys. Have a lovely afternoon, and I will see you very soon.